Welcome to On the Mark. That's the podcast name we're going with.
Awesome.
The new podcast by Austin Fit Magazine featuring engaging voices from our Central Texas area running community. I want to start off with a thank you to Ready to Run, where we're here on Far West Boulevard. It's a specialty running retailer located off Far West. It's been one of the community's most trusted places to buy products, running shoes, gear, and spikes for 13 years. This isn't even a special, but if you come here,
Yeah.
you're elementary school, middle schooler, high schooler, 15% discount
Oh man,
on
that's
shoes,
awesome. Yeah.
spikes, anything. Not many people know about that, but that's what you can get here at Ready to Run. So that's the store's promise. That's our whole spiel. So let's get to Kai McCullough.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm super glad to be here.
Yeah, this is fantastic. So Kai, you're a senior at Austin
Yes,
Vandegrift. We're in the thick of the cross-country season. And I don't think there's any better representation of elite running than you right now. There's a bunch
you.
of great
There
Austin
is.
and Leander runners, but you're definitely up there. Sixth place at state last year, Nike Cross Nationals, track season, Nike Outdoor Nationals. Recently this season, 14:41 over 5,000 meters at Marcus T, 14:10 for 3 miles in California at Woodbridge,
sir.
which was great. How was that?
It was great. I mean, it's a great experience. We go every other year, so it's a great experience with the team. It was a lot different than last time, just because the team's changed so much. But we were lucky enough to be in the sweepstakes this year, so I really got to compete with some of the top guys around the nation. It was just a really good experience all around.
So that was your second time running Woodbridge?
Yes, sir.
Fast as ever, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you come in there feeling a little bit more confident because you understood what the dynamics of racing on that sort of flat course were?
I did. It was a little bit different than it was my sophomore year.
It's always
But
different.
it always is,
Every
yeah,
year it feels
yeah.
like.
It was
yeah.
a little long this year, which is a bummer, but
Okay.
I did run quite a bit faster than I did my sophomore year. I actually fell my sophomore year.
Really?
And I got up, it was the first 50 meters of the race. I got,
On a turn?
no, it was just
Okay.
the beginning.
Okay.
Everyone came in on me, I was in the middle, and I just fell. And I think, someone stepped on my head or something, and I got up, and everyone was all the way over there. And I was like, oh, man, I got to make it up. And I made it up way too quick, and I ended up kind of dying a little bit in the last mile or so. But definitely, it was super great to be able to come into the team and just show everyone what we could do as a team and what I can do as an individual.
Well, I'll follow up on that because that's interesting that you said that earlier on in your career on something that happens, a challenge
Yes,
you
sir.
face. Maybe you feel like you need to get back immediately. As a senior, when you face or when you have faced challenges already this season, have you been a little bit more sort of, has experience led you in terms of how you pivot in tough moments?
Yes, 100%. Whether it's a setback in training, whether I'm sick or maybe something's bothering me in my legs, or maybe even just that was in a race where maybe I didn't get out the way I wanted to. It's just really important. You don't want to try and make it all up really quickly. It's always good to kind of just see what your body see how it feels. Just take your time with it, because that's really how you're gonna get better. I guess that's just, yeah.
How old are you, Kai?
I am 17.
Okay. Do you
so-
feel 17 or do you feel older than your age?
I feel my age. I feel like I've
Running
been in high
takes
school
it out of
while.
you a little
it
bit,
does,
yeah.
yes, of course. I definitely feel like I've been in high school in a while, and I'm ready to go off to college, but it's been a great experience the past 4 years.
You're currently that process ongoing in terms
Yes,
of
sir.
what you're determining. Okay, so we'll learn more about that when on signing or maybe decision day.
Hopefully, by around maybe after cross season's over.
Okay,
Yes,
cool,
sir.
cool. Well, I want to start with Trainers for Teens,
Of course.
nonprofit that you built last year, providing shoes for local high schoolers in need of them. I know there's a lot of moving parts and specific ways this got across the finish line, so I want to leave you to the specifics.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about how it originated? Where did this idea come from?
Yeah, so it kind of actually, funny enough, it started in my freshman year. So I think I just realized that there was kind of a need, a little gap, just in the term of high school, providing shoes to high schoolers. You see there's a lot of nonprofits that provide shoes to adults or really little kids, but I just feel like high schoolers were kind of overlooked on that front. And I just thought, is there something I can do about this to change it? And I talked to my parents about it a little bit. And then I got in contact with the Central Texas Community Foundation, and they kind of helped me set up my fund, and I got my logo and my posters and social media and everything. And that was really awesome. They really helped me get that off the ground, my fun page, like I mentioned. And then I partnered with Ari Perez at Fleet Feet, and he was super helpful as well. I'm super glad for all his help with that. And he got me in touch with Diodora. So that was my first year. I was able to raise, I think, almost $5,000 for Navarro High School, which is the school I've partnered with. And we were able to provide 30 pairs of shoes for all the kids on their team, which is amazing. I was super happy about that. And this year, I'm partnering with ASICS. I'm not again. With Fleet Feet.
Okay.
But this year with ASICS and Chris Anton, who's been really helpful. And we're working out a shoe situation right now.
What kind of feedback did you get from Navarro?
Oh, it was amazing. Like, they were super grateful. Those kids, they work really hard. A lot of them, not only do they run, but they also have to play other sports. And most of them have a job to support their families as well. So, like, the last thing they're thinking about is really getting a pair of new shoes for themselves to buy. So, I just think really serving them and giving them shoes, I just think all of them really grateful for that. And the coach was too. She really voiced her thankfulness for that as well.
Yeah, it's an incredible project, and the resources you provided, amazing. Do you intend to keep this ongoing in the future?
I do, yes. I intend to keep it going through college, see what I can do on that front, especially in the summer, and just continue it from wherever I'm at.
Very cool. Well, that's incredible stuff from you. I'm glad to hear it. And, we're here because you are an exceptional runner, and that's kind of the theme here. Now, your final year as a cross-country runner for Vandegrift is here, and it feels like Texas season starts and ends almost like in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Does it feel like a blur?
Yeah, some states are literally just starting their cross season, which is pretty crazy. I think California's literally first meet was Woodbridge, which I went to. So it's definitely a really quick season. I wish it would be a little later because it's pretty hot here early in the season. But I'm glad enough to hopefully be able to extend my season to those maybe NXR and hopefully NXN as well.
Now, runner like you, obviously you put a lot of preparation into your season, and then it kind of all comes into focus over a few weeks in the fall. Does it almost feel like anticlimactic sometimes because you put all this work in and you only pretty much have 5-6 races in Texas to get it done?
Before the important races?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I put in a lot of work in the summer to get it done. There's so much competition in Texas. So, it's not like some other states where, like, you're the top guys and they're not really running against anyone until those meets. So I get a good idea of where I'm at, like, fitness-wise for state. Because my team, we get the opportunity to run against some of the other top guys in the state. So maybe not as much anticlimactic, but I'm grateful enough to be able to run with some really good guys even before those end-of-season meets.
Does every race feel high stakes to you, though? It feels super important every time you get on the line?
Maybe not, but there's always a guy who's pretty good who I get to go out and run against, and that's who will be there at the state level, so that's nice.
Yeah. When we look at cross country, there's hundreds of thousands of runners across the U.S. There's maybe 1,000 good runners, great runners. There's only a couple hundred elite, right? And you're at kind of this threshold where you can compete at a very, very high level. I'm curious where that drive first came from, when this realization came where you wanted to be one of the best guys in Texas and maybe beyond the state lines. When did that start for you?
Yeah, so it kind of started in like 7th grade when I started running middle school cross country. I was playing soccer at the time too, and I was just doing both. And I won my district meet. I think I went undefeated throughout my middle school season, and I was like, maybe this is really something I can do at the high school level. I think in 7th grade, I went to AAU Junior Olympics, and I finished 3rd there in the 3K. And then 8th grade in the summer, I went to Nike Outdoor Nationals in the 2-mile, and I went sub 10, and I finished 6th, and I was an All-American. So I was like, maybe this is something I really want to do. And so that's how I think it's really gotten started. And I was fortunate enough freshman year to have Kevin Sanchez be the kind of like, he just kind of handed off like the torch to me, I feel like, in a little way. it was super great to have him on the team. He was a great leader, and he showed me like how much, like just how much can be accomplished, like from running and being focused in your training and nutrition and all of those things.
So, as an 8th grader, you said you went to Eugene to run
Yes, sir.
nationals. Where did some of that passion manifest in, when it came to really fundamentally believing that I want to be just as good as Kevin? Was it just you're at night on your computer looking at race results, or you're reading stories about runners, or you're watching documentaries? Like, where were some of like the passion derived from?
I would say honestly most of that's more now. I think back in middle school I didn't really know like who was really good or anything. I really enjoyed running, and I knew that I had a talent for it. A lot of people let me know that I did.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, okay, I'll just go up tonight to Oregon and we'll just see what I can do there. I didn't really have any competition on the district level or anything, so I really had no clue like what was out there. I would say now I pour a little bit more over the race results and stuff, but definitely then I was just like really excited to just see what I could do and how fast I could go.
So you had to rely a lot on people seeing your talent and seeing your ability.
Yeah.
So, obviously people can see what you're capable of maybe before you can see it, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I think it's easy to see success, in times and finishes, things like that. Obviously you are successful. But I think just to be great, it's not about how you finish. It's all the preparation and the tools behind it. And I know you're led by your faith too, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you talk about ways in which your faith impacts your running or helps you find tangible goals?
So, God's just given me this ability to be able to put myself on a platform so that I can just show people, like, just what, like, the talent that he's given me. Like, I try and think about when I'm running, on my easy runs and stuff, I look around and I think, like, this is all the things he's created, and I'm just, like, really thankful for that. And that just kind of puts me in, like, a good mindset. And also during my races too, I try to think about like his plan for me, and like I draw strength from that knowledge, and just really like kind of letting everything go, like knowing that he holds just my future. I'm just really like at peace with that, and I think that's something that's really important.
And that's always been a strong part of you?
Yes, sir.
Your Christianity?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you mapped up your off season and when it came to the final preparations for cross country, when did it actually begin for you?
Like for like after middle school?
Well, no. Into your senior year, obviously you're running track.
Yeah.
But there's always this line I think I see with track and cross country, and I feel like I hear it from coaches often where they say, we really have to stop at a point and we have to focus on cross. And sometimes that takes away from what you're capable of doing in track. Did you stop early in track to focus more on cross country, or did you extend track? You know what I mean?
So with our training, just like from a training aspect, we don't really change our training from track to cross country. I know some programs do. We kind of just keep the same like throughout.
So you're running through, you're training through essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
But from like a race aspect, I think my last race was in June at Nike Outdoor Nationals, which was a bummer because I didn't end up running well because I had COVID before that, which was kind of a bummer. But after that, I just kind of reset. So I guess I was preparing for cross country in that way, and I bumped up mileage a little bit, and I was just like, I mean, this is my last year. I better go get it, show everyone what I can do. So, yeah.
So what's the difference for you then? Like, what is it? A long run that's a little longer, or is it?
I would just say more like threshold minutes, more of just like that, at that higher intensity, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you tell yourself anything that you needed to accomplish while you were training that had to be better than the previous year?
So I think maybe I'm still working on this. Maybe like my kick, that's kind of a weak area for me, and endurance has always been like kind of my strong suit. So maybe now when I'm trying to focus on my training, I try and incorporate more strides and help myself remember, like even when I don't want to do them, like this is gonna help you in the long term during the races. So yeah.
So you focused on that.
Yes, sir.
I guess, did you, walking away from cross last year, were there any regrets, or were there any sort of, moments where you said, I want to make sure or ensure that I fix this next year?
Well, so Nike Cross National didn't go the way as well as I wanted it to. So and just like I was pretty happy with how state turned out. I would have liked to have run a little bit better at NXR. I think maybe an issue with that was I got out a little bit slower last year. So I wanted to make sure this year that one of the big things I would do is be able to get out and stick with the top guys pretty early. And I knew that my endurance would be able to carry through that.
Yeah, I know they changed it up this year. It's in College Station.
Exactly.
You already ran at College Station.
I liked it so much better.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you getting on the course was important this year for you to
That's
sort of.
why we did it, yes.
I got it. Okay. And Nike's always a very, I think, challenging day. It can, Portland, Oregon is where this race is held every year. It can be raining. It can be wet. It might be hot, really hot.
Yeah.
How many? You've run it 1 year or 2 years?
I've run it for 1 year.
1 year.
Yes.
And what was it like last year?
It was really wet and really muddy. I think it was the muddiest year they've ever had it there.
Okay.
I know there was a year back where they held it at the other place.
Yeah.
Where it was really bad, but I think that was the worst it's ever been in
Portland
Oregon.
Meadows.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. So ideal scenario for you? What's perfect scenario is you get to Nike Nationals, you qualify.
Yes, sir.
But at that race, what's an ideal situation look like for you?
So realistically, I would want to finish like top 20. And I mean, in a perfect, the race went exactly how I wanted. I think I could finish top 10 if everything went perfectly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Great. What's the hardest part of putting together training? You said you bumped up mileage.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some tough parts of training in itself. But for you, what's the most difficult aspect of it?
I mean, honestly, it's not even like the running part. That kind of comes easy to me. It's very easy for me to be able to log the mileage. But I think it's just the stuff outside of that, like just like the strength and the stretching and recovery. That's kind of the hardest part for me.
Because it's boring?
Yeah,
Or what?
I think that's why. And also just because with school and everything, I don't want to let that fall to the wayside because I know it very easily can. But I know that's just as important as like the running itself, for sure.
Yeah. Stretching,
Yeah,
you just kind
exactly.
of want to walk away. I'm
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
I'm over with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that stuff makes a difference.
Exactly.
You've been healthy most of your career, right?
Yes, sir. I've been lucky enough to have no injuries.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm always curious about. This is a separate question altogether, but this balance between talent versus work ethic. If you look at it from an XY line.
Yeah.
And it's like the line goes upward. A lot of athletes often say, I work hard, but sometimes they rely on their talent to get them through the weeks and stuff like that. Where do you see the balance between what talent has gotten you and how much work you've had to put in between the lines there?
I think I'm lucky enough that God gave me natural talent, as that kind of showed through my middle school career. And I was able, with not much training, go out there and run sub 10 and be an All-American at Nike. And I know that a lot of kids really hadn't started running fast yet because that's still middle school. I realized that. But I think just like you can look at like some of the kids who are really good in middle school, and some of them have fizzled out. And I just think that's where the hard work comes in.
Yeah.
Like you just keep putting in the mileage and just like knowing that this is something I can do that I can do in college, and like this is something that I love. That's really where it comes in. Like the hard work comes from doing something that you love, and that's why I think I'm really able to do it. Yeah.
Running's a hard sport in general to stick
Yeah.
with, and I feel like that's why a lot of people
exactly.
early on might drop out because why am I doing this kind of thing?
Exactly.
But to be there through 4 years, to continue elevating where you're at, that is a different sort of breed, I think, in a way. I'm curious. Cooper Luckenhouse ran 1:42.27
I watched that. That was fantastic.
at trials.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of just teenagers running out of their minds? You're a teenager yourself. What's it like?
I mean, it just shows, honestly, just like the future of United States running. I mean, we've seen it kind of take off in the last few years. Some amazing performances at the Olympics. I think this year we like destroyed everyone in like terms of medal count. But I just think it really shows like the future of like our youth distance running, even middle distance like Cooper. But like just the way training's progressed, like on the high school level, in terms of like I think nutrition and stretching have also become a bigger part of like most athletes like repertoire. So I think that's really made a difference in like how well they can even like exit. Cooper, he performs super well at the national level. Yeah.
Is there any huge outdoor track goal that you have? This is mostly a conversation about cross country, but by the time you graduate, is there any sort of Cooper Luckenhouse type goal that you hold?
So I would like to go to Nike Outdoor Nationals again,
Okay.
and hopefully maybe run the 3K and the 5K.
Okay.
And I want to try and win both of those. Yeah, that's pretty much my goal.
You ran the 5K outdoors last year. Were you just over 14? What was your time in the 5K?
So I ran at Texas Distance Festival. I ran 14:39, and that was in like horrible wind too. It was like 20-mile-an-hour winds. I want to get as close as I can to 14 this year. Yes, sir. I think I can. I ran at the A&M course. I ran 14:54, and that was a long course. That was like 3.2. So like looking at the conversion, that was like 14:20 something. So I think on a track when that's flat and in good weather, I definitely think I can be close to 14 minutes.
What's the best kind of work that you feel gets you faster when you're training?
I would say like obviously I really benefit from naturally having a lot of just like long distance muscle fibers. So I think for me, and this isn't the same way for everyone, but honestly just like lifting like weights and strength training is the thing that really elevates me, because while the miles do help me, I mean it's just my endurance has always been kind of there. So I just think to take me to the next level, it's really that like working on speed and explosiveness and that sort of thing.
So shorter intervals or higher, like, and when we look at like training in terms of when we're building,
I can talk about my training a little bit.
Well, are you more? Do you like shorter interval sets? You know, when we're doing 400s, and does you feel like that make you faster? Or the 1K mile repeats? I mean, what's your bread and butter?
I mean, honestly, I kind of like both. I like doing, if I'm doing short intervals, I do a lot of them. So I'll do like 20 by 400. Well, I guess that's kind of like maybe long, but I'll do mile repeats. Like, I think both of those together. But I'm not like a huge like fast few 400s guy, like 6 by 400 at like 58 or anything. No.
You need some volume.
Yeah, I'm a volume guy. Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean everybody's obviously different,
exactly.
and that's each body acclimates in a different way, but you see yourself down the road, 5K, 10K in college. Okay.
Yes,
does that excite you? Have you run a 10K before?
I've run one in a tempo. I ran one in a tempo once. I think I was right around 30 minutes. That was the end of my sophomore year, so in super shoes.
Are you excited for college?
Yes, sir. I'm very excited.
All right. I have some fun questions before we get to the finale here. This or that. What's one thing high schoolers do before meets that is a ritual?
Ooh, I got a lot of those. I think for me, something I do as a ritual is, I mean, my team, we always pray. So that's just something we do as a team. Kind of just helps get our mind right on the line before the race and just set our goals, like what we want to do.
Okay. Socks or no socks with spikes?
I'm a socks guy. I think sophomore year, I think at one of my races, I decided to go no socks. It was a horrible idea. I had blisters everywhere, like on the back of my ankles.
Okay.
It was terrible. Ever since then, I've been a socks guy.
Did it took a while to recover from that?
It was a few days, yes, sir.
Okay. The one sport that isn't track and field or running that you and the guys talk about the most?
Ooh. We have some arguments about basketball quite a bit. The GOAT. We talk about LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. That's a big one. Yeah.
And who is?
I mean, most of my team is LeBron. I'm pro Michael Jordan. So. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. If running wasn't in your life, what would your life look like?
I think I'd be playing soccer. I think that's what I'd be doing. That was the other sport that I was doing in middle school. So.
Who's the GOAT in soccer and football?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh my!
Yes, sir.
Come on, Kai.
I'm Cristiano. I'm also a Man United fan, so that's probably why.
Well, they've been hurting for a few years.
It's been rough.
Yeah, pro Messi here. So. All right. Someone needs to play you in your movie of your life. Who is it?
Ooh, like a famous person?
Yeah.
Or let me think. What? Probably Ralph Macchio. I think that would be a good one.
Wait, what year is this movie coming out?
I don't know. Just like I feel like if he was younger, I think that would have worked.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. If you like time, maybe we go back in time when and we just put you back there in the 80s and Ralph Macchio is playing you. Okay.
That's what it would be.
Okay. All right, a couple lasting questions here. When your season ends and the new year hits, what do you think this season will have been about for you?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
When the new year hits and this cross country season
Yeah,
is over,
okay.
what do you think this season will have been about for you?
I mean, I just think it'll have been like a ton of growth. I mean, I think I've improved a lot from last year, in terms of running and just like as a person. Also, like mentally, I think mental preparation is important, and I just think I'll be ready to take that into track season after this year's over.
What would you consider, a win in your book for this fall? What's a win in your book? Whether you finish top 20 at nationals or you win a state title, what's a win in your book?
Well, I mean, I think our team has had their eyes set on a state title, a team state title for a long time.
Yeah.
And we may not be able to get it done, but it's been crazy being second every single year. And I think if we could just get first, that would be just a cherry on the top for the end of the season.
Yeah. So runner-ups the last 2 years?
3 years.
Last 3 years.
Yes. And no podiums at all before that.
How many seniors are on Vandegrift this year?
Me and one other
Okay.
kid. Yes,
All right,
sir.
so this is your year
Yes, sir.
to get it done.
Yeah. And hopefully another NXN qualifying team as well.
For sure, for
Yes,
sure.
sir.
Okay. And then I think we talked about pie in the sky goal for track, but is there anything in cross that you have when it comes to just goal making?
Yeah, I would just say I think top 5 at Nike Cross Nationals.
Okay.
It's a bit of a pie in the sky, but I think if everything goes right, it can happen. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I'm just curious too, did you watch Worlds?
I did. Yes,
What was
sir.
your favorite moment watching?
Ooh.
Anything that comes to mind?
I thought the 5K is pretty
Cole
crazy.
Hocker.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprising in a
Yeah,
way too.
I mean, literally, no one could have. I mean, actually, maybe because he did really well at the 15. But there were there was a lot of dogs in that race for
Yeah,
sure, and
yeah.
anyone really could have won on the day. So
For sure.
yeah.
All right, Kai. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to
Yeah.
speak to me here. It was a pleasure, and obviously you got postseason coming up very, very soon. So best of luck there. I want to remind everybody that 15% off here at Ready to
Yeah,
Run if you're
of
an
course.
elementary, middle school, high schooler coming in. So make sure you come in here and stay tuned for more content on Austin Fit Magazine, fitness and running community. We'll have that in the weeks to come. Kai, it's been a pleasure,
Thank
man.
you so much for having me on.
I appreciate it.
it.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool. Appreciate
Awesome.
you, man.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome.